Witcher fanfiction, short story, Cage. Written by Irene Marras, Gage. The camp was much bigger than the one Riana had left behind. She entered, no longer feeling the original excitement of war. She had been around too long, seen too many cold stares, experienced too many losses to feel anything but fatigue. Her new commanders had not come to meet her. Someone had only said to her briefly, "The chief is waiting for you over there." And there he was. Gage sat at a low wooden table, one foot relaxed on the other, sharpening his knife with light strokes. He was surrounded by soldiers who not only obeyed him, but clearly respected and liked him. He raised his eyes to Riana and smiled as if he had been expecting her. "Well, well. They say I'm getting a beautiful new warrior queen to join my ranks. This is my best day in a long time." Riana paused for a moment. Her tired eyes narrowed slightly, and she didn't even bother to hide her sigh. "Just tell me you're a better fighter than you are a flirt." His mouth twitched. He put the knife down on the table and leaned his elbows on the surface, glancing at his soldiers as if asking, "Was this strike against me?" The soldiers grinned, but no one said anything. "No worries," Gage finally said. "I excel at both." Riana didn't look convinced. Gage watched her for a moment and then gestured to the other side of the table. "Sit. Tell us what you should know about us, or what we should know about you." Riana didn't sit down, though. She hoped this conversation would be over quickly. Gage didn't look at her like a soldier evaluating a new warrior joining his team. He looked like someone who wanted to know how this woman would fit into his world, and what he could do to adapt her to it. "We both know why I'm here. I was trying to save a human, and Fen didn't want to see my face any longer than he had to because of it. So there's no point in you pretending to be a kind and understanding leader." The elf eyed Riana for a moment and grinned. "Fen has never had an eye for female beauty. A face like that is worth looking at forever." Riana squinted her eyes. Was he making fun of her? "You asked what you needed to know about me. I am a healer, not a warrior." "That's all right, the rest of us will handle the fighting." "Right, boys." The men around them chuckled. The woman sighed deeply. "Fine. If that's all, I'm going to get some rest. It was a long trip." Gage stood up. "I'll show you where you can sleep. Or do you want to curl up next to me for the next night?" She gritted her teeth. "I'll find a place myself," she grunted, turning on her heels and marching off. Gage followed her with his eyes, but didn't follow. "She's a feisty one," said one of the men. Gage smiled. "She fits in perfectly." Riana had just finished putting her cloak under her head when she heard footsteps. She sighed deeply and closed her eyes. "Go away, Gage. And I thought I knew how to walk quietly," the man said lightly. "But no, I won't go away." Riana opened her eyes and slowly sat up. "What do you want now? If you've come here to try some new pickup lines, save your breath." Gage smiled, but didn't sit. "I came to ask you something else." He leaned against a tree trunk and eyed Riana for a moment before continuing. "Fen told me why you were moved here. But I've heard from others about you, too. And they weren't interested in what you did for a human woman. They talked about your abilities." Riana tensed. "And you believe the rumors?" "I believe in what I see." He waited. Riana didn't speak right away. She looked at him appraisingly. He was more serious than before, but still Gage had that familiar casual curiosity, as if he wanted to understand her better. Finally, Riana shrugged. "I am a healer. If someone thinks that's special, that's their problem." Gage tilted his head, but said nothing. Then he stuck his hand under his cloak and pulled out a small knife. Riana raised her eyebrows, but Gage didn't offer it to her. Instead, he used it to slice a small gash in his own hand. "Heal me." Riana didn't blink. "Are you a complete idiot?" Gage grinned. Probably. But now you have a chance to either confirm the rumors or break them. Riana stared at him for a long moment, then at his hand, now dripping a tiny drop of blood. Then she rose and grabbed his wrist. If he wanted to see her power, let him see. Let's see how fast this one would get away. Riana drew her own knife and slashed the wound across the end of her own finger. Gage watched this without saying anything. Riana squirted blood from her own finger onto the man's wound and concentrated for a moment. The wound began to close. She let go of his hand and thrust her own knife back into the sheath, looking at him defiantly. Gage had raised his hand in front of his face and was examining the hand with his head tilted. "Well?" Riana asked, moving her hands to her hips. He raised his eyebrows and glanced at her. Well. Beautiful and mysterious to boot." Riana blinked. The man grinned, turned and then waved his hand. "We should have a very interesting time." Riana stared after him. Then the man turned again. "Wouldn't you want to come for a nightcap? I have a bottle of red Toussaint." Riana turned on her heels. "Good night." She grunted, settling down on her bedroll and pulling her cloak over her. Gage grinned, raising his hand to his face once more before putting it back down and disappearing into the night, singing unsteadily, "I once knew an elven lady,